Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness, coming again with another word on this Deborah platform. I, Sister Deborah, would say to you, shalom and shalom. I'm coming again with a short message, and I'm not going to hold you long, but I want to cover something that's very important, and I want you to understand what I'm going to speak on. Okay, and we're gonna understand some things today. In this message, I want you to understand something, and I'm just wanting to cover the tribe of Judah. Cover the tribe of Judah. The tribe of Judah needs to go to the altar and apologize and repent to the Most High Yah. Okay, uh, we got days that set before us, and these days is not going to allow us to go where we thinking we're going, or to head where we think we're heading. If you keep reading, you understand that in this day and time where we at today, you are subject most likely not to enter in to the land that was promised to Abraham, not uh, in the way that you are a group of people are teaching it and bringing it to people's spirit. Okay, I want to come another route uh, so you can kind of understand where I'm coming from. In the book of Genesis, chapter 49, let's cover that. We're just going to cover a little something. In the book of Genesis, chapter 49, Father, y'all help me to bring this out because you know me, Father. I'll stop at every word. Let me just push this out, Father, the way you have put it in my spirit. Amen. Amen. In the book of Genesis, chapter 49, this is Jacob, very hour in which he is departing. And he's talking to all 12. He's talking to his sons. Okay. And he's just giving them each what he felt in his spirit that is going to befall them in the last days. Is he talking to the sons that stand before him? Or is he talking to you and I? He's talking to you and I. And let's see where we can say that. In the book of Genesis, chapter 49, Jacob says, verse 1, and Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourself together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last day. Okay. You notice it doesn't say in their day and time. It speaks of the last days. And it also, you go up and you notice up in that same chapter 49 verse 1, it said, I may tell you that. You notice that has a slant. A lot of times when you see words in the King James Bible and it's got a dark star or got a slant, you need to meet that's sending you a light to give you an in-depth study on what it is trying to send you. Okay, so he's telling them that he wants to give them information that will befall you in the last days. Okay, now another thing I notice about it, the things that he's actually saying is a father that knew his children. He knew their ins and their outs. He knew their beginning to their end. You see, because what he's saying, he's actually telling them all the way to your to all of your generations at the end. This is what is going to take place. So he's telling them thousands of years on down the line. This is what he's saying. So he's prophesying to them before he passed away. That's a blessing. But his prophecy is not instilling them lies like the Hebrew Israelite movement is instilling in a lot of these tribe of Judah mindset. That's why these babies are out on them corners acting up, cutting up from the floor, saying words to profane the name of Yah, saying and acting a way that profane the name of Yah. Okay, not having any respect for the name of Yah, not having any honor for the name of Yah. They out on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Patriot, Twitter, and they're reacting in a way that does not represent the Creator. Honestly, y'all, be real with these people. Let them know that. Stop embedding in their deceiving mechanism. Stop it, y'all. Stop supporting they deceiving hearts. Just let them know straight up from the floor up. You need to stop that. Stop embedding in it and participating in it. Now, Jacob had the spirit to confront them. And I love what Jacob is saying, because why the Hebrew Israelite movement is feeding their brothers all this negative, they miss everything Jacob said that covers all the way into today, the end days, the last days. And they miss it. They're sitting here talking even about Jacob's trouble. Baby, Jacob been in trouble. Jacob been in trouble. Ever since Jacob been gone, Jacob been in trouble. So all this stuff that y'all talking about ain't about nothing. Jacob's troubles been existing. Y'all done lost y'all mind. Even Jacob instilled some things that's going to befall his sons because of the people that they were. And that's a beautiful thing, because Jacob was telling them exactly many things that Deborah's sitting here trying to tell you about the tribe of Judah. Jacob was saying the same thing. He didn't tell them, oh, you're going to be rich, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to have this, your kids going to be this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to have many wives, you're going to have many this, and you're going to have... No, Jacob telling them their ugliness. And y'all missed it. Y'all missed it. And it's sad, because his man is at his death giving Jacob a prophecy, a vision into the last days. Now one of these Negro men in the United States has the nerve to tackle this here chapter right here. Because Jacob is definitely saying that. Now, I'm going to tell you something else I saw in this here. I taught this, I've not taught it, but I gave this message once before. As I was looking to Jacob, and he was telling them to come together, he said, gather yourself together that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. He's talking to us. While we sit here around talking about, oh, we in Jacob's trouble. Jacob been in trouble. Ever since Jacob, the father, left, his children been in trouble. Y'all missed it. Read, take it back. If you read it, it'll blow your mind. In Judge, in all of them, they ain't never been right. And Jacob knew that. That's why he prophesies the last days, so that they can understand the last days has a great deal to do with how you're going to portray yourself up until the last days. See, that wasn't Jacob. Jacob finna sleep. He finna go into deep sleep and wake up to glory in New Jerusalem. That's what Jacob is at. Jacob wasn't never called stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient whoremongers, profaning the Most High name, dishonoring his name, polluting his land. Jacob, Isaac, and Abraham, they didn't do those things. So we got to kick them to the curb. We can't sit back and keep running here making you want to use Jacob's name and slander it. That's what you all are doing. You're trying to make him look bad by saying Jacob trouble. Look, it's your trouble. Okay? He named you by name. He called you by name. And he told you before he left, he was going to tell you what's going to befall you. And even in that time, when I look at Genesis 49, and I see in verse 2, he says, gather yourself together and hear ye sons of Jacob, and hearken until Israel your father. Look like somebody on the other sideline giving them an order. Why? Because they don't want to do right. They didn't want to come together. They didn't want to do right. But it looked like somebody else came behind Jacob and left a message for me, not for you, but for me, to understand that somebody had to step in to get them guys together and stand before Jacob. That's sad. That's sad. You would never see it because you have to be in the spirit where the Ruach is the true teacher, where it teaches you. But you have to shut your ugly mouth long enough to hear, because these things come by hearing, and hearing the Ruach HaKodesh teach you. But if you ain't got time to teach him because you want to get into your flesh and your emotions and your opinion and your desires, then you ain't gonna get it. Because right here you can see somebody, because this individual is telling them again. No, don't forget, Jacob had already said, gather yourself together that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. And then verse 2 said, gather yourself together. See, it don't say, it ain't reasoning with them. It says, gather yourself together and hear. Okay? And it's even charging them to hear. You see? Ye sons of Jacob. It's charging them, you sons of Jacob, you hear. Gather yourself together and hear, ye sons of Jacob. Now listen to what it says. And hearken. Hear again. Let them know you hear. See, this is somebody got the power to make this statement and send a message to every Jacob on the face of the earth. But y'all ain't gonna get it because y'all caught in, you're not with his ways and his thoughts. You're all up in your juice. You see? Now watch this here. And it says in verse 2, it says, and hearken unto Israel your father. See, there's another power on the back. Supporting Jacob. Gonna take Jacob out, but still right there supporting him, but had to usher in some authority because they wasn't coming together. See, these are the ones that stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience. They have never obeyed their father in the way that they should have. You see? That's why they can't be fathers to their children. And they blame the woman. What was the woman in this? When their own father couldn't get them to come together. And the spirit has to charge them, order them. See, this has been going on a long time, men, women. Okay? Jacob been in trouble long time ago. Watch this. And in the verse, in chapter 49 of Genesis, you got to also, women and men, understand this is way at the beginning. This is where it's all started. You see? So this is how bad it really has been. Because I'm telling you all, this people, Jacob and them, they was messed up from the floor from the beginning. They didn't come messed up when they got over here to this Western world. That's a lie from the pit of hell. You got to be under the Ruach for him to teach you that thing. He'll bust that thing inside and out and make you walk along. Because now you're in understanding what is truth and the matter. Okay, now here in Genesis 49, you hear Jacob giving them some input about what's going to befall them in the last days. And none of it is really saying anything good until the end. You see? So he's just letting you know, these are the type of sons I have. And I'm leaving them behind, but this is who they are. Okay? And I thank the Most High for this. I really thank the Most High for this. Because listen to what he says. Let's go to verse 8. Let's go to verse 8. Verse 8, Jacob finna say this to Judah. I want you to hear this, tribe of Judah. Men, I want you to hear this. Jacob been in trouble. Jacob ain't in trouble today. Jacob been in trouble. Okay? Listen to this. Verse 8. Jacob, thou art he whom thy brother shall praise. Okay? So the other tribes always did and looked up to the tribe of Judah. But the tribe of Judah ain't got sense to look up to himself and his family and his women and children. But his brother them, what does it say? They shall praise. whom thy brothers shall praise. See, Jacob's, thou art he whom thy brothers shall praise. That's Judah. Okay, watch this here. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thy enemies. You're going to always be fighting back. You're going to always be fighting back. Now, why would you fight back with your natural hand? Jacob, Isaac, Abraham, they didn't have to fight back. Yah was their power. His right hand was their power. They didn't have to fight nothing. But why is it that the tribe of Judah shall, thy hand shall be in the neck of thy enemies? Because you're always fighting back. Never letting Yah fight your battles. Never turning to who your forefathers, not your forefathers, who your father, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob turned to. Look at David. David knew them battles that he fought was all Yah's right hand. He knew it. So why is your hand in the neck of the enemies? See, you're going to always take on the fight to put your hand on your enemies. Never taking what Yah has told you to do. That's why the enemy has his foot in your rectum. You see? Because your father Jacob said, your hand shall always be in thy enemies, in the neck of thy enemy. Always. Always try to fight back. Now watch this here. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. That's meaning they're going to look to you. Trust that you going to be the one. And look forward to you. But you ain't worth a dime, Judah. You ain't worth a dime. Keep hearing Jacob tell you who you are in this day. And when he said in the last days, it's not because you was good then. He's just telling you what he saw of you in the day in which Yah has allowed him to know you. Just letting you know what your end day gonna be. You know, because of what he knew. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. See, Jacob wrote you all a book. Well, just think of every child had a book from his father. Father raised him, and every year he wrote something different in the book about him. And then put something in them based on 12, 13 years he wrote in this book. Then at the last end of the book, when he passed 13, he telling you what is going to befall you because of what he knew of you. See, that's the problem with the tribe of Judah. They had their fathers in their life to let them know how ugly they are and how they were as ugly as their sons and daughters are today. And that's one of the main problems. See, they run around here thinking they're the angels from heaven and everybody else is the fallen, evil, wicked ones. And you don't even understand. Only his name is upholding your butt. Only his name is upholding your butt. Ain't nothing about you. Ain't nothing good about you. Ain't nothing righteous about you. Ain't nothing upright about you. Ain't nothing just about you. Like he said, the Most High said, I pity my name. He said, he pity his name. See how sick y'all are? He pitied his own name because his own name had to uphold your wicked, your evil, your profaning its name, his name, your dishonoring his name, polluting the land he gave you. You see? Under what? His name. You see? All this is under his name. So he's saying, wait a minute, I pity my name. In Ezekiel 30, was it 36? He said he pitied his name. I said, I hear you, Father, because I pity it too. Haven't all us monsters under your name. And we ain't show nothing to represent you. But violence, hate. Now listen to this. And listen to what Jacob has said. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. That means that the other tribe will look at you in a way of being really the leader out of all of them. But Jacob finna show up and show out now. Look what Jacob finna say, y'all. Keep it together. I love what the Most High allowed Jacob to do before he slept, because these were his sons. He can do that. Like I tell my kids, I can do that. You are mine. He have given you to me to know you. The last one to want to lie on you and hurt you is me, because I got to know you and yet still love you. You get it? That's how Jacob was. I can feel Jacob. I know where Jacob coming from. That's why I call when y'all allow Jacob to minister to me. He break it down to me. See? So I know where Jacob is coming from, and I know where I'm going with this message. Now listen to this. And he says in verse 9, Judah is a lion's whelp, like a cub. Okay? From the prey. My son. Now here we go. Listen to Jacob. He's passing away, but he's giving him what is truth. He said, my son, comma, thou art gone up. He stoops down like a real lion. Watch this here. He crouched as a lion, like a real lion. But look, notice what he said. And as an old lion. A lion that can't get up. Like he got age on. In the last days. And listen to this here. Who shall rouse him up? Who? Nobody. That's why this is what Jacob was saying in his last day. His last hours. Who gonna rouse him up? Jacob. Nobody. You hear me, Jacob? He's talking about you in this day. Okay? Now listen to what that. The scepter shall not depart from Judah. That means the rod. He always gonna have a rod to grab on. Y'all gonna always have that rod there for him to lean on. The scepter is a rod of empire. It is a staff for him to lean on. Who? Jacob. And it shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh comes. Okay? Until Shiloh comes. That is the time period of the deliverance. The time period Yah set for himself to deliver a people out of the ways that they are because of the promise of Abraham. And what does he say? Until Shiloh come, and until him shall the gathering of the people be. See? Until he deliver the people. So that leads Sister Deborah to, this is why Sister Deborah tell y'all, don't get on me because I be on these men. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. And this is the last days. You think he was telling this to his sons that was living in that day in which he was dying? No, he was talking to us. Okay? So Sister Deborah telling you it's going to go further than just us. It's going to other generations. It's when Shiloh comes, meaning the deliverer, to redeem, not to redeem, but what was it? Until he come, it's going to be the when Yah delivered the people, okay, and clean them up and get them right. That's what that means. Until Shiloh come, until Yah come and clean them up and get them right. Just to take them back to the promised land, because he can't take them with his hand. He wouldn't even dare put his hand on y'all, on us. We too nasty. We too evil, too wicked. He got to clean us up. And he's going to do that with the offspring who's going to take what we refuse to teach. They're going to pick it and run with it. Praise the Most High God. They're going to pick it up and they're going to run with it. They ain't going to have the fullness. But we ain't got it all the way either. We ain't got it. No. At least they gonna be closer than what we are. But they still yet gonna be off balance because we didn't leave him anything. You see, it's still going to go according to the Most High's way. That's why he say, before he can take you and bring you into that land, he got to do some cleaning you in and out. Even if he got to take you there and clean you once you get there, he's going to do some new heart, flesh heart. Then you know you're still going to be flesh. I ain't finna give you nothing outside of my spirit to take you over there because I can't touch you the way you are. I got to put something in you. You know, see, y'all don't understand that. We done messed up from the floor, and we continue to do it, and thinking we finna walk over to the not the New Jerusalem, to the promised land. You ain't going nowhere, said the prophetess in the wilderness. You ain't going nowhere. So you might as well teach these young. You hear me, these men? You might as well be about righteous and be about justice and be about the Most High Yah, Yeshua HaMashiach, and stop denying the power therein. You all taste that power when you was in the Christian church. You up Mess Creek now. Because you ain't now that one of you can even feel the power. Can't even feel it, can you? You want to teach it. You want to preach it. You going to pretend you got it. But in reality, you ain't had no power because you would feel it. You would know that you know. It rests therein. So I, Sister Deborah, wanted to just share with you that Jacob have already warned us that the tribe of Judah is going to be like an old lion. He ain't going to get up. So when we run around here thinking, get up, Judah, get up, you ain't going nowhere. Rise. Nope, Judah ain't going nowhere. That's why he's keeping up mess in his own nation. That's why he won't teach anything outside of hate. And that's why he won't stop profaning and dishonoring and disrespecting Yah's name. That's why he don't understand where the name rests therein. See, they don't understand that. They don't understand knock and the door is open. Seek and you shall find. Ask and it shall be given. Any entity that you're going after, it is not flesh. It is spirit. When you knock, you best bet that door is spirit. When you seek, you best bet it is spirit, he that you seek. When you ask, you best bet it ain't a man, it is Yah. You see? So you have to be able to go to the light and walk therein so that you can enter in to the New Jerusalem. See, I don't have no problems with not going over to that promised land he promised Abraham, because I understand my generation and Judith is messed up from the floor up. Messed up from the floor. But I know that Yah is going to take them over. But it won't be your generation that's on these devil platforms today. I can guarantee you that. So you can go in and teach these people to be hate, kill, steal, when all of us got to die. And we're going to die. But where are we going to stand when we open up our eyes? That was not promised to you. See, that's what they don't understand. See, that's what people got to understand. See, they thinking that going back to the promised land, it's the same promise for eternal life. It's not, y'all. They got you bent all up and down. You think he gonna keep on letting these men do what they doing, and then you gonna enter into the kingdom? What kind of Most High are you to let them do worse than the Gentiles? But yet the Gentiles don't get in, but they do. Cause they Jacob, Abraham, Isaac. No, that ain't who he is. So we keep on trying to make him like a man, and he is not. Nowhere near it. So I say unto you, you all better get your house. And I'm talking about your spiritual house. You better get your spiritual house in order for the New Jerusalem. And kick that going to the promised land to the curb. Know that it will not be you. I'm sure he told Moses to tell the people they're not going to go to the promised land. And Sister Deborah's coming to tell you like unto that. I know I'm not going. But I knew I wasn't going. I don't even, me myself, I'd rather sleep and wake up to the New Jerusalem and be judged. But I ain't going to sit down here and be doing all this stuff against his name and knowing that his name is all power, all authority. He's creator. He's all in all. He's all love. He's all peace. He's all joy. He's all mercy and grace. And then I'm going to put him low like a man. No, I'm not. and be on corners profaning his name and disrespecting his name and dishonoring his name out of our ugly mouth. No, I am not. But I tell you one thing, you better watch yourself. Because if you're thinking you're going to easily, that's why a lot of them are trying to figure out how we going to get over there, how he going to take us from here to, you ain't going. You ain't going. So get your spirit, which is your real house, in order. So when you awaken for judgment, that he may send you into the New Jerusalem. So I, Sister Deborah, say unto you, Jacob has spoken in the last days. He have spoken in the days past, and he have spoken throughout thousands of years, letting you know the tribe of Judah ain't gonna get up until Yah deliver them, which can be found in Ezekiel. Let me go there. So I feel you, Jacob. I feel you, Jacob, because I sit and I listen to what you're saying. I hear you. I hear you. And here's what Jacob is talking about. For I will take you from among the heathens and gather you out of all the countries and will bring you unto your own land. Now watch this here. Then I will sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you. Verse 26. We in Ezekiel. Verse 26. A new heart also will I give you. A new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh. And I will give you a heart of flesh. Verse 27. And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk my status. See, he's telling you all now. You see what I'm saying, y'all? Now, see, that was a powerful message, a big powerful message he just said to y'all. And 99.9 missed it. Let's go over it again. Let's go over it again. Ezekiel 27. I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk my status. You understand that? So do you think for 1 minute, because you quoting a name, that you're walking in his status and his commandments in righteousness? Because you quoting the name? No, baby. His spirit has to be embedded in you and cause you to walk therein. They got y'all bent all up and down, thinking y'all can call his name and you can do this and you can do that. You can wrap your head. You can wear your fringes. You can wear your jewelry, saying y'all after he done told you. You don't worship stone and wood. They still do it. Earrings and jewelry. Oh, we got his name on it. Why is he engraved on stuff like that? After he done told you long time ago. Wood and stone. That's idling. Why? Because you're idling. You're putting it on, proclaiming it's a part of who he is. When you put a name and you worship it as if it's something spiritual. And then you talk about people wearing crosses. How sick us people. You see how one tried to call the cattle, trying to call the pot, a cattle pot, whatever they call it. The one trying to call the other wrong, and they just as much wrong as the one that is wrong. You see? So listen to what he said. I want somebody to really expound on this one here. Verse 27, Ezekiel 36 and 27. And I would put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my status. He's going to cause you, after he put the spirit in you, he's going to cause you to walk in his status, and ye shall keep my judgment and do them. Why? Because my spirit is in you. So what makes you think your name, his name, is all it takes? Or you can hold a commandment in your flesh, and you can smoke and weed and drink wine, and you can do all this other mess in his name. You profaning his name. You're dishonoring his name. And you're disrespecting his name. Now listen to this here. And ye shall keep my judgment and do them. Why? Because I'm going to put my spirit in you and cause you to do these things. You don't know why, do you? This is what Jacob was saying. Until y'all do this, Jacob ain't, tribe of Judah ain't getting up. He said tribe of Judah ain't getting up. So to me, that lets, see, I would believe Jacob before I believe you. I would believe Solomon before I believe you. I would believe Ezekiel and Jeremiah and Isaiah before I believe you, which is Jacob before I believe you. Yes, I will. Any time of the day. Because you ain't saying nothing but a bunch of deceiving messages. And Yah is letting you ride on with the power that you think you got in you. Now, this is what Jacob was talking about. The reason why Judah is not going to get up. He even called him he's going to be crouched down like an old lion. Because he's going to be, why did Jacob call him an old lion? First, he called him like a cub. But then he said, but this is the way he's gonna continue. Like an old lion, crouched down. For what? He ain't gonna move. Ain't gonna do nothing. Nothing to make anything righteous until this, which Yah is coming to do. Now, and verse 28 said, and ye shall dwell in the land that I gave your fathers. Why did he say the forefathers? Because the forefathers is stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience, which you all have fallen under. See, there's a difference in the forefathers than the fathers, believe it or not. See, you can go on and read this word and precept and line and here and there, and it's all smeared. But when you come in the understanding of the Ruach HaKodesh, he'll teach you the difference between the forefathers and the fathers. Even though they were slandered, they were put in the forefathers, sometimes under the fathers. But you know the difference when Yah speaks out of his mouth. When you read, you can hear Yah speaking. Now watch this here. And he said in 28, and ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, not to your forefathers. He said to your fathers. So we know who that is, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And ye shall be my people, and I will be your Yah. Okay, now watch this here. You can say God, because it's not what you say. It's what is represented within you. Now watch this here. And I will also save you from all your uncleanness. And I will call for the corn and will increase it and lay no famine upon you. Letting you know you're going to be taken care of. You ain't going to want for nothing like you were at first. He did you like that at first. It didn't help. Okay. And then he said in verse 30, and I will multiply the fruit of the trees and increase the fields, and ye shall receive no more reproach of famine among the heathens. Okay. That's why when you heard the daughters saying that if you can just give me this, I take care of my clothing, I take care of this, and I take care of this. Just let me be called by your name to take away this reproach. That's Yah. Holy is his name. Holy is his name. It wasn't talking about a man to take away her reproach. So ain't no man getting no 7 women. It ain't gonna be like y'all think, because now Yah's spirit is in you. Now this is what it's gonna cut up from the floor, I believe. Now watch this here. Now listen to what he said. 31 is the mystery, the power punch in it all. And this is what it says. 31 of Ezekiel 31. Then shall ye remember your own evil ways. See, there's going to be a period. See, you all thinking that you're going over there to the New Jerusalem. It's going to be all this. Yes, it's going to be there for a moment. But he's going to let you remember some things, y'all. He's going to let you see your ugliness for really what it is. See, y'all thinking that y'all is going to let y'all escape what you're doing here on these devil platforms. You're thinking he's going to overlook you worried about your subscribers and your likes and ain't giving people the light. You ain't turning the light on for nobody. Maybe you ain't got no light in you no way, which I understand that too, because that makes more sense than anything. And I know he already told me, be aware of the deceivers, because that's the number one thing Yeshua, Jesus, warned his disciples, was the basic deceivers is what's going to get you. And that's what it is today on all these platforms. That's why they can't build up treasures in the heavens and praise Yah while they down here. They want their treasures now. They want their gifts and their likes and their subscribers now. so they can be glorified and uplifted and boost. And they don't understand. Y'all gonna let you see all that come judgment and where you stand. You're gonna be held accountable for. When he tell you, what about when you had all your subscribers? You was leading them to your page. You weren't leading them to my heart. You weren't leading them to my spirit, to my light. You was leading them to your page so that you can get, oh yeah, he's going to cut up from the floor. So a lot of people who thinking they going to even get by down here, they going to wait till they stand before glory and try it up there too. Not up there in the midst of him. They going to try to get by. I did. Okay, you did, but I never knew you. Depart from me. And never represents that you were never created for me. I know you use my name. I know you've been in the church. I know you've been on YouTube for 40 years. I know you've been on Instagram for 90 years. I know you've been on Patreon. And I know you've been, and I know you can taught 1 million people. I know you got 3-4 churches. I know you got this, but I never knew you. All that you have was not of me. So that's what people got to stand down, y'all. You got to get it. And you most likely you won't, especially the tribe of Judah. And I'm not just talking about the tribe of Judah men. They off the chain. But the women, it's just as fair. It's just as worse. I see the women sitting here arguing with each other, talking. He say, she say mess. And they then have the audacity to say they prophets or prophetess. I'm out of here, y'all. That just does it to me. But I like what the Most High is saying in 31. And I'm going to sum that up. He said, then shall ye remember your own evil ways, your doings that were not good. And ye shall loft yourselves in your own sight for your iniquity and for your abomination. 32. Not for your sake do I do this, said Yahuwah, but it know unto you. But Yah said, be it known unto you, be ashamed and confound for your own ways, O house of Israel. See, that's what I'm saying. See, after he cleaned them up, he gonna show up and show out. See, that's what they don't. They skip that part, just like they do Deuteronomy. They take Deuteronomy 28 and cut it in 3 pieces. They skip the part where he said, until all have been destroyed. Just like in taking the people over to Israel, to the wilderness. They all died in the wilderness. They all were destroyed, except for the children. You see? So it's likened to it. You're not going. So you might as well get your spirit man in order. Because you sit your butt on this here stage, on this devil's platforms, and keep on letting these people believe that y'all are angels and y'all all this and that. You's a lie from somebody's pit. My Father, because of how you done him, he had to clean you up before he can put his hands to remove you from one destiny to another. He got to clean you up. You too nasty and dirty for him. He got to put something in you. But once he gets you over there, he said in 31, then shall ye remember really who you are. See, y'all, they don't tell y'all that part. They let you to get over there and think, oh, everything gonna be we in our land. No, y'all gonna show up and show out and let you see your ugliness. Let your ugliness be right out. And I'm not speaking to you as if you're going over there, because you're not. I'm talking about the offspring that's going to be left with what we leave them. So let's leave them something better than what we leaving ourselves and misleading ourselves. Especially this man, the tribe of Judah. You ain't going nowhere. Sit down. Shalom and shalom. Just sit y'all butts down.